The only way of getting back to growth or economic growth is to support, enable entrepreneurs, or i.e. wealth creators, to do their job, which is to produce more effectively by entering new markets, by creating new markets, by making processes more efficient, by creating new products, so that, as history has demonstrated, society improve and get better just through innovation.
So how do governments make that happen?
I mean, there are a number of things that, that can be done. There is nothing that is rocket science. The first thing is that I believe that we should incentivize existing, perhaps tired entrepreneurs to sell on, and that is by reducing the capital gain tax. Just last year we increased it by 80%, and that, I believe, by my experience and talking to entrepreneurs, it has been a huge deterrent. If you think of a small firm that is maybe turning around a couple of million in the food processing business, maybe worth a couple of million, now it would lose around £160,000 on the sale. £160,000 is a considerable amount of money for somebody that has spent 20 years building the business. And that's number one. Number two is that we need to incentivize new entrepreneurs, so to get more entrepreneurs into the business of entrepreneurship. And I'm talking about a new breed, somebody of a different type. I'm talking about people that they have experience, knowledge on how to grow business that they already exist, they are already in existence, and could do better by way of innovating their processes, by way of looking at new markets, by way of looking at new products. I give you statistics. Many SMEs, so small and medium enterprises, if you ask them when is the last time that you created a product, the average would be between 5 and 7 years. So you can imagine that a new guy that perhaps comes from a big corporation may have the ideas to create new products and take this company to a new stage of wealth creation, and therefore bring back money and pay taxes and so forth.
So how do we encourage people who've made it in the corporate sector jump across into the private sector and be their own boss?
I mean, there are different models. There is one that is working very fine in the United States called the search fund model, where basically the concept is that a number of angel investors would invest in a person that is qualified, that they believe is qualified to identify a firm to buy, and second, to run it for a dividend and for a profit. And this model, unfortunately, can be hardly applied in the UK because it's extremely difficult for a group of people to work as a syndicate. So for a group of investors to invest, let's say, a couple of million between them into an entrepreneur, they need to set up a fund. The fund requires a lot of procedures from the FSA, from other, and they need to demonstrate that they are sophisticated investors, and that is an hurdle that proves to be very, very difficult.
But that requires a change in the law, doesn't it?
That would require, more than a change, a simplification of the law. This country, unfortunately, has taken the bad habit of European counterparts, where the new laws are always developed and old ones are never scrapped. And the problem with that is that the compliance cost would increase and increase. And entrepreneurs are good at running businesses, are not good at running behind the legislator and try to understand what they want, what kind of procedures, and so forth. I'm very much looking forward to see entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs flourish, because that's the only way. And unfortunately, my prevision is that it's going to take years before we get to that. But hopefully somebody will see it.